We begin with a poignant story tonight of love and sacrifice in the face of overwhelming odds. A young couple learns their child will be born with a debilitating medical condition, and they bring him into the world anyway.
Throughout history, humans have been intrigued by the human body's intricacies, but nature's design isn't flawless. As diseases arise, so does research to save lives. Within the realm of rare diseases, there are exceptionally uncommon and bizarre conditions.
I'm tired, I'm exhausted, but I know that in the next couple seconds, minutes, hours, another one's gonna hit. The one day that I decided to count how many orgasms I had in one setting, I counted 180 in 2 hours, everywhere I had to go.
These rare diseases, with their unique symptoms, shed light on the mysterious aspects of the human body. Join us as we delve into the lives of 15 individuals with these unusual conditions. Number 15, rare unicorn condition. In a recent medical case in southwest China's Sichuan province, doctors were confronted with a highly unusual condition. Liang Ju Chun, an 87-year-old woman, sought medical attention for what appeared to be a horn-like growth on her head. Astonishingly, this growth had been developing for approximately 2 years and showed no signs of slowing down. Interestingly, 8 years ago, she had a black mole in the same area where the horn eventually emerged. Around that time, the mole began to itch, prompting Liang Ju Chun's family to apply a local herbal remedy as treatment. Remarkably, this remedy proved effective without any adverse side effects, so they continued using it without significant concerns. However, 2 years ago, the situation took a dramatic turn when the mole split open, giving birth to a small horn-like protrusion. Initially, the growth didn't seem to increase in size, leading the family to overlook it. The pivotal moment came when Liang Ju Chun's daughter was washing her mother's hair and accidentally dislodged the horn. To their astonishment, this event triggered the emergence of another growth in place of the original horn, and it started growing rapidly. In just 6 months, it had reached a considerable size, measuring 5 inches in length and slightly over 2 inches in diameter. Medical experts have identified this growth as a cutaneous horn, a structure that can be removed through surgical means contingent upon the patient's physical condition. However, given the unusually rapid growth, there is also concern among doctors that this horn might be indicative of a more serious condition, possibly even cancerous. Number 14, human werewolf syndrome. Hypertrichosis, more commonly known as human werewolf syndrome, is an exceptionally rare condition characterized by excessive hair growth that can manifest on any part of an individual's body. While it can affect both men and women, it is an exceedingly uncommon disorder, with fewer than 50 documented cases reported worldwide. The unusual hair growth can present in various ways, ranging from extensive coverage across the face and body to appearing in small patches, often resulting in a person resembling a werewolf. This condition may either be present from birth or develop gradually over time. There are several distinct types of hypertrichosis, including congenital hypertrichosis lanuginosa, congenital hypertrichosis terminalis, nevoid hypertrichosis, hirsutism, and acquired hypertrichosis. Remarkably, in Mexico, there exists a family of approximately 30 members who all share this unique condition, making them one of the hairiest families in human history. Among them is a man named Jesus Aceves, who, due to his hairy appearance, was affectionately referred to as the Little Wolf while growing up in the small town of Laredo in northwest Mexico. Unfortunately, the family faced societal rejection and discrimination to such an extent that they were not allowed to accompany others to public events. In his quest for a better life, Aceves began to travel for work, engaging in various occupations from selling tickets to managing stalls at amusement parks. It was during this time that he encountered a circus owner who approached him. This chance encounter led Aceves and 2 of his cousins to become circus stars. He hoped to utilize the earnings from his circus performances to establish a small business that could support his family, including his partner Victoria and their daughter. However, after a decade-long relationship, Aceves returned to his homeland in Mexico following the end of the partnership. While there are methods available to manage this condition, such as cutting, plucking, and shaving, They are often discouraged due to the potential for skin irritation. Number 13. Growth of human papillomavirus. The individual widely known as the Tree Man, Dede Kozwara, endured a rare and debilitating illness characterized by the emergence of thick, bark-like warts on his skin. Dede's condition was identified as Lewandowski-Lutz dysplasia, a disorder that leads to uncontrollable infections of the human papillomavirus, HPV, and the development of scaly warts with a tree bark-like appearance. Dede enjoyed good health from birth until his early childhood. However, around the age of 10, he began to notice warts forming around an injured knee, which gradually spread to affect his limbs and face. Regrettably, he lacked the financial means to seek treatment for this condition. Initially, he attempted to remove one of the larger warts, but it regrew, exacerbating his situation. The warts continued to multiply uncontrollably, severely restricting his mobility and rendering him reliant on others for everyday activities. In an effort to provide assistance, Dede's parents offered him the opportunity to live with them. Later, he was recruited by a carnival owner to become part of a traveling freak show due to the severity of his condition. Sadly, throughout most of his life, Dede faced criticism and judgment from those around him due to his little understood ailment. It was only in his later years that Dede gained recognition and received multiple treatments for his condition. However, he ultimately passed away in 2016 at the age of 44, succumbing to a series of health complications related to his rare condition. Number 12. Rare form of diabetes. A rare and formidable variant of diabetes has recently emerged, proving to be more potent and pervasive than previously understood by scientists. This unusual form of diabetes was virtually unknown until researchers encountered a perplexing symptom. Patients afflicted by this condition experience unrelenting and insatiable thirst. One individual grappling with this uncommon manifestation of diabetes is Mark Wubenhorst, a German architect who resides in Germany. Mr. Wubenhorst has endured the ordeal of sleeping for only about 2 hours each night due to his incessant urination caused by the rare illness. Furthermore, this affliction has left him in a perpetual state of thirst. The relentless thirst drives him to consume an astonishing quantity of water daily, with the minimum threshold set at approximately 20 liters to stave off dehydration. Paradoxically, he is aware that excessive water intake could potentially lead to fatal consequences. This condition is so rare that even medical professionals Mr. Wubenhorst has consulted with had to conduct research to comprehend it. The reason behind Mr. Wubenhorst's extraordinary water consumption lies in the rapid processing of fluids by his kidneys, causing frequent urination. Consequently, his body struggles to retain water. As an architect, he first became aware of the issue when he noticed that he would wake up frequently during the night with an unquenchable thirst and an urgent need for water. Without a ready source of liquids, his excessive thirst could easily lead to severe dehydration, resulting in confusion and dizziness. Given his unique condition, Mr. Wubenhorst can only go without water for approximately an hour before needing to rehydrate. However, it is crucial to note that consuming such copious amounts of water is not without risk. Excessive water intake in a short period can lead to a life-threatening condition known as water intoxication or hyponatremia, which causes a dangerous drop in blood sodium levels. Remarkably, this rare condition would have been apparent at birth because Mr. Wubenhorst's mother also suffered from the same affliction. In his quest to maintain his health, he meticulously plans his travels to ensure an adequate supply of water is always within reach. He even carries a bag stocked with bottles of water and refills them when running low. Due to his extraordinary water consumption, he is unable to sleep for more than 2 hours at a time overnight. Unfortunately, like the other diseases described earlier, this condition is incurable as well. Number 11. Hutchinson-Gilford progeria syndrome. Hutchinson-Gilford progeria syndrome, commonly referred to as progeria, is a rare genetic disorder characterized by an exceptionally rapid and dramatic onset of aging, typically commencing in childhood. This exceedingly uncommon condition affects a mere 1 in 4 million individuals, with a total of 131 documented cases in scientific literature worldwide since its first recognition in 1886. Individuals born with progeria initially appear as typical infants, but their growth rate is notably slower, and they fail to gain weight at a typical pace compared to other children. As they continue to mature, They develop distinct facial features, including prominent eyes, a slender nose with a beak-like tip, thin lips, a small chin, and often protruding ears. One remarkable individual grappling with progeria is Mr. Sammy Basso, who is believed to be the oldest person living with this syndrome. He has taken on the role of a researcher, dedicating his efforts to uncovering potential treatments and unraveling the mysteries of aging. Standing at a height of just 4 feet and 5 inches and weighing a mere 44 pounds, Mr. Basso has no hair on his head and minimal subcutaneous fat beneath his thin skin. Much like the descriptions provided earlier, his facial appearance is characterized by its diminutive size, gauntness, and the pronounced prominence of his nose. Moreover, his bones exhibit remarkable fragility, with his hip joints susceptible to painful dislocations, and his heart and arteries display signs of calcification and stiffening, akin to a person several decades older than his actual age of 26 years. Initially, Mr. Basso's life was expected to be confined within the boundaries of his childhood bedroom, surrounded by mementos of his youth, before the relentless progression of this rare disease took its toll. However, his involvement in research has led to a groundbreaking drug that has the potential to extend the average lifespan of individuals afflicted with progeria by at least 2.5 years beyond the traditional prognosis. This medical breakthrough has ignited hope and opened doors for further solutions and invaluable insights into the processes of normal human aging. Number 10. Versavia Borun-Goncharova. Meet a remarkable teenager who has defied the odds and is embracing life to the fullest alongside her supportive family in sunny Florida. The journey has not been without its challenges for Versavia, who was born with an extraordinarily rare condition that left her heart unprotected by her rib cage and abdominal muscles. During her pregnancy, Versavia's mother received a disheartening prognosis from doctors who believed her unborn daughter wouldn't survive. However, today, this teenager is not only thriving but also enjoying the activities and experiences typical of someone her age. Her mother lovingly acknowledges Versavia as a miracle, describing her as unique and one in a million. According to the realm of medical science, Versavia's condition is known as Pentalogy of Cantrell, a condition so rare that it affects only 1 in a million live births. While her heart condition doesn't deter her from leading a relatively normal life, she does exercise great caution to prevent any chest injuries, which could be extremely hazardous for her heart as it remains fully exposed below the surface of her skin. To safeguard her vital organ from potential harm, she wears a chest covering as a protective measure. Versavia's resilience is truly commendable. She has spent a significant amount of time in hospitals due to her condition and occasionally requires the use of an oxygen tank when her oxygen levels drop. Despite these challenges, she exudes vibrancy and energy. Versavia openly acknowledges the real risks posed by her condition, but remains unwavering in her determination to lead a normal life without allowing her medical condition to hinder her aspirations. Number 9. Narcolepsy. Belle Hunt, a fitness trainer hailing from Oxford, has a unique relationship with sleep that defies the typical notion of slumber as a means of relaxation and energy restoration. At the age of 17, Belle received a diagnosis that would alter her life's course: narcolepsy. This chronic sleep disorder stands apart due to its hallmark symptoms of extreme drowsiness and sudden, uncontrollable episodes of sleep. Narcolepsy's origins lie in a rare brain condition attributed to the scarcity of a crucial brain chemical known as orexin, responsible for regulating wakefulness. The condition manifests in the form of sleep attacks, during which an affected individual abruptly falls asleep without warning, often accompanied by sleep paralysis, overwhelming fatigue, and vivid hallucinations. These unexpected sleep episodes disrupt the daily lives of people with narcolepsy, making it challenging for them to remain awake and alert throughout the day, regardless of their ongoing activities. Belle's experiences with narcolepsy have led to numerous instances of dozing off during classes, hampering her work performance, and rendering her unable to operate a vehicle safely. Even her social life bore the brunt of this condition, with Belle nodding off during dates, leaving both her and her companions perplexed. When she sought medical assistance for her narcolepsy, even the doctor inquired about her alcohol consumption, given the severity of her daytime drowsiness. The National Health Service, NHS in England outlines potential triggers for narcolepsy, including infections such as the flu, and certain vaccines like the swine flu vaccine. Psychological stress and hormonal changes are also cited as potential catalysts for the condition. Unfortunately, narcolepsy has no cure, but there are medications and lifestyle adjustments that can help manage its symptoms. Bell discovered that incorporating exercise into her daily routine played a crucial role in keeping her symptoms in check. Becoming a personal trainer enabled her to remain active and engage in workouts that alleviated her hallucinations and sleep paralysis. Additionally, following the guidance provided by the NHS, Bell learned to schedule regular daytime naps to combat sleepiness. Support from her family, friends, employers, and teachers has proven instrumental in helping her manage the challenges posed by narcolepsy. Number 8. Brain malformation. Jackson Buell's life was marked by defying all odds and inspiring those fortunate enough to be part of his journey, as well as countless others around the world. From the moment he came into this world, he carried a unique story that touched hearts and fired up hope. Jackson was born with an incredibly rare brain malfunction that resulted in a profound developmental abnormality. His remarkable tale began even before his birth, when, during the second ultrasound at 17 weeks of pregnancy, his parents noticed an unusual stillness in the room as the ultrasound technician examined their unborn child.
He wasn't in any danger, and every time we went in for an ultrasound, his heart was beating and he was moving around, and you could see his little arms and legs.
The following day, a call from the doctor delivered the heart-wrenching news that their baby's brain had ceased developing only a few weeks after conception. The path ahead was uncertain, filled with immense challenges, but Jackson's resilience would shine through. Against all medical expectations, Jackson was born at 37 weeks, defying the odds that were stacked against him. Though he couldn't express himself in sentences, his parents shared that they always knew precisely how he felt. They watched in awe as he achieved milestone after milestone, each one a testament to his indomitable spirit. Simply reaching his first birthday was a miracle, given what his parents were told when he was born. Unfortunately, Jackson eventually passed away, but it was a natural transition marked by peace and comfort. His father explained that they were gifted with 5 years of precious memories, each of which will last a lifetime. Jackson's legacy is one of unwavering strength and a spirit that transcended every obstacle it encountered, leaving an enduring impact on all who had the privilege of knowing his story. Number 7. Hyperthymesia. In the tapestry of our lives, memories often fade, and we find ourselves unable to recall every detail of past events, no matter how hard we try. However, there exists an exceptional condition known as hyperthymesia, which has bestowed upon Jill Price the remarkable ability to remember every single thing that has happened to her since the age of 14. Jill Price stands as the first person diagnosed with this extraordinary syndrome, and her story seemed almost unbelievable at first glance. Hyperthymesia is characterized by an exceptionally superior autobiographical memory, allowing Price to effortlessly recall events spanning the first 3 decades of her life. She can narrate every detail of any given day, describing past events as if she were recounting a story from a book. Fascinated by Price's exceptional memory, researchers embarked on a quest to unravel the mysteries behind her ability to vividly remember her past. Brain scans were conducted, revealing that her hippocampus and prefrontal cortex appeared to be normal. Research psychologist Gary Marcus noted that Price's brain resembled those of individuals with obsessive-compulsive disorder. Building on these initial findings, Marcus proposed that Price's unique autobiographical memory might be a result of her brain instinctively creating journal or diary-like entries of her experiences. However, Jill Price had reservations about these speculations. Seeking further understanding, she reached out to Dr. James McGaugh, a prominent memory researcher associated with the University of California at Irvine. Their collaboration led to a series of tests that confirmed the exceptional nature of Price's memory. As ongoing trials and research unfold, Jill Price hopes that her extraordinary condition can contribute to finding answers to questions surrounding memory loss disorders, offering a glimmer of hope in the realm of tragic memory-related challenges. Number 6. Black urine disease. Black urine disease, a rare inherited and genetic disorder related to tyrosine metabolism, manifests as a peculiar phenomenon where urine turns black upon contact with air. This color change occurs as homogentisic acid undergoes oxidation to form a pigment-like polymer material. The initial signs of this condition often become apparent when parents notice that their baby's diapers are stained black. A case report involving a 5-year-old boy underscores the significance of early detection. In this instance, the child's mother observed the dark black color on the diapers during the initial months of the baby's life. They remained vigilant until the baby reached 6 months of age, at which point they sought medical attention. The diagnosis revealed the presence of black urine disease. Without timely medical intervention, this condition can lead to arthritis and acrinosis, characterized by the gradual accumulation of the dark polymer of homogentisic acid in various tissues, including cartilage. Consequently, black spots may appear in areas such as the cornea, ear cartilage, and sclera. Arthritis, particularly in men with a higher incidence of heart disease, can also develop over time. At present, there is no known cure for this lifelong condition. However, there are medications available that can help manage the symptoms and improve the quality of life for those affected by black urine disease. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. Over on the left, we've got someone dealing with quite the condition: persistent genital arousal syndrome, PGAS. Imagine needing a whopping 200 orgasms a day. Sadly, there's no secret remedy for this condition, and PGAS doesn't play by anyone's rules. And then on the right, we've got Alexandra Birch, who's basically the human embodiment of sunshine. Thanks to Williams syndrome, she's living life in Technicolor. Williams syndrome, folks, is like finding a unicorn in your backyard. Incredibly rare and totally enchanting. Sure, it brings its share of challenges, from quirky development to heart hurdles, but Alexandra, she's charismatic, candid, and her smile and laughter, so infectious they might as well be contagious. So what do you all think of these incredible stories? Can you even begin to relate? We want to hear your thoughts, so drop them in the comments below and let's get this conversation rolling. Number 5, fish odor syndrome. Fish odor syndrome, a rare condition formerly known as trimethylaminuria, is an unusual disorder that causes individuals to emit a consistent fish-like odor from their bodies. While this condition is considered rare, with approximately 100 recorded cases in medical records, some experts believe the actual number of affected individuals may be higher. Regardless of the exact prevalence, each patient afflicted with this syndrome produces a variety of strong and distinctive body odors, including scents resembling onions, rotten fish, and feces. One individual who grapples with this rare condition is Kelly Fido White, a senior radiographer who was diagnosed with fish odor syndrome at the age of 34 and is currently 41 years old. To manage this condition, Kelly follows a stringent hygiene regimen, including bathing 4 times a day. She has had to endure insults and name-calling due to her condition, leading her to change her uniform twice daily and use deodorants in an attempt to mask the persistent smell. Unkind comments, often attributing the odor to her weight, further exacerbated her struggles. Kelly's experience with fish odor syndrome began when she was just 6 years old, noticing that her urine emitted a fishy smell. As she entered puberty, she developed body odor issues unrelated to personal hygiene. Unfortunately, there is no cure for this condition. Nevertheless, it can be managed through dietary adjustments and monitoring nutrient intake, which can help mitigate the effects of the syndrome as they tend to fluctuate over time. In response to her own challenges and experiences, Kelly has chosen to be an advocate for her fellow sufferers, many of whom endure their condition in silence due to the associated stigma. Recognizing the need for support, she has founded an online community and actively engages in educating others about fish odor syndrome, dispelling myths and misconceptions, and providing a safe space for individuals facing this rare condition. Number 4, polydactyly. This is Devendra Suthra, a resident of Western India, who was born with polydactyly, a congenital condition characterized by the development of additional fingers or toes in the womb during the 6th or 7th week of pregnancy. This condition has earned him the nickname Maximum Fingers Man in his hometown. Remarkably, Devendra has not allowed his condition to hinder his spirits. In fact, he has achieved recognition in the Guinness World Records for having 7 fingers and toes on each of his extremities. Typically, patients born with polydactyly in developed countries undergo surgical procedures to remove the extra digits by the age of 2. However, Devendra has chosen to retain his additional fingers and toes, making him the record holder for living with the most extreme recorded case of polydactyly. Despite his achievements and positive outlook, Devendra faces some challenges related to his condition. As a carpenter, he worries about accidentally cutting his extra fingers while working, and he also struggles to find shoes that fit comfortably. Over time, the condition can pose difficulties in using the hands, which Devendra has noticed as he has grown older. Nevertheless, Devendra is using his experiences to encourage and inspire others with polydactyly not to feel ashamed of their condition. His story serves as a testament to embracing one's uniqueness and living life to the fullest, regardless of physical differences. Number 3. Foreign accent syndrome. Foreign accent syndrome. FAS is a peculiar speech disorder that causes individuals to speak their native language with an accent that is perceived as non-native by others within their speech community. This syndrome arises from damage to a specific region of the brain responsible for speech. It often occurs when a person suddenly starts speaking with a different accent, seemingly out of nowhere. One such incident involved Karen Butler, an American woman who began speaking in European accents after a visit to the dentist. Born in Bloomington, Illinois, and raised in Oregon, Butler had never traveled to Europe or lived in a foreign country, nor had she intentionally learned any foreign accent. Her journey into speaking with an accent started when she underwent anesthesia for the removal of several teeth during dental surgery. Upon waking up, she noticed her mouth was swollen, and she spoke in a peculiar manner. Initially, she attributed it to the effects of the anesthesia, but even after the swelling subsided, she continued to speak in a mixture of English, Irish, and other European accents. To understand her condition, neurologist Ted Lowenkopf, the director of the Providence Stroke Center in Portland, assessed her situation. He confirmed it as a case of foreign accent syndrome. Lowenkopf explained that FAS primarily affects the intonation and speech patterns of an individual, and in Butler's case, it might have been triggered by a small stroke she experienced while under anesthesia. Since its first report in the 1940s, there have been approximately 100 documented cases of foreign accent syndrome. One of the most well-known cases involved a Norwegian woman who developed a German accent after being injured by shrapnel during World War II, resulting in her ostracization. Fortunately, FAS can be treated through intensive speech therapy, offering hope to those affected by this rare and intriguing condition. Number 2. Stiff person syndrome. In the heart of Florence, a city synonymous with art and the Renaissance, lived Leonardo, a man whose life resembled a canvas painted with the strokes of stiff person syndrome, SPS. This rare neurological disorder, characterized by muscle stiffness and functional impairment, transformed Leonardo's existence into a life of rigidity. The onset of SPS in Leonardo's life was insidious, initially dismissed as stress-related tension or mere muscle cramps. The sporadic stiffness gradually encroached upon his daily life, turning ordinary tasks into monumental challenges. Walking became a struggle, and the once fluid painter found himself bound by an invisible force that restricted his movements and stifled his freedom. Amidst the physical hardships, it was the unpredictable nature of SPS that weighed heavily on Leonardo. Sudden spasms, often triggered by external stimuli like loud noises, required him to be perpetually vigilant. Social gatherings, music concerts, or bustling markets, which he once reveled in, were now approached with caution. Yet one of the defining elements of Leonardo's journey with SPS was his unwavering pursuit of knowledge. Collaborating with neurologists, he endeavored to understand the intricacies of his condition. This quest led him to therapy sessions where he acquired techniques to manage his symptoms more effectively. Physical therapy became a ritual, aiding him in maintaining some muscle flexibility and strength. However, beyond medical interventions and therapies, it was Leonardo's philosophical approach to life that truly defined him. He often contemplated how the rigidity of his body mirrored life's adversities and believed that, much like his art, one could find ways to create beauty amidst constraints. Number 1. The struggles of Ondine's curse. In the heart of an urban city, nestled within a vibrant neighborhood renowned for its bustling markets and harmonious diversity, lived Aisha, a young woman with a tale unlike any other. Despite her name, which meant alive or living, Aisha grappled with a rare condition known as Ondine's curse, or congenital central hypoventilation syndrome, CCHS. This condition was unlike any other, as it caused her to forget to breathe while sleeping. Aisha's journey with CCHS began when she was born. Her radiant eyes and heartwarming smiles masked an underlying condition that left doctors puzzled during her initial weeks of life. Every time she drifted off to sleep, her breathing would become incredibly shallow, or she'd even stop breathing altogether. Monitors attached to her would blare alarms, sending nurses and doctors into a frantic rush. It wasn't long before the diagnosis of CCHS was established. Growing up, nights at Aisha's home were markedly different. While the world outside plunged into darkness and people surrendered to dreams, Aisha's room came alive with the hum of medical equipment. Ventilators and monitors became her nocturnal companions, ensuring she breathed normally while she slept. Her parents often took shifts, keeping a watchful eye to ensure the machines functioned without a glitch. However, daylight brought forth a different Aisha, spirited, lively, and full of zest. She enthusiastically engaged in daily activities, infecting those around her with her vibrant energy. She excelled as a brilliant student, displayed her musical prowess as an accomplished pianist, and channeled her passion into mural painting. But among the things that truly defined Aisha was her sense of humor. She often joked about her condition, claiming to be the only one among her peers who genuinely had a resting face. Her friends and family embraced this lighthearted approach, acknowledging the gravity of her condition while ensuring it never cast a somber shadow over their interactions. As Aisha entered adulthood, medical advancements offered her some respite. She explored the option of diaphragm pacing, a procedure that reduced her dependency on ventilators. While it wasn't a cure, it provided her with greater freedom, especially during the night. Which of these intriguing, weird diseases caught your attention the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining us on this fascinating journey through the world of unusual conditions. Until next time.